Tamburello, but it came to nothing. They sprint their way now up towards the timing line once more. Go, 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 they say to Grenier. The Antonelli mechanics urging him on, but this is where Trent Hyndman is quick and where he's strong, and he has a look on the inside at Tamburello, but again, Grenier moves across and defends. Takes the line as they get to the corner, hangs on to the advantage. Left, right, left again out of Tamburello. Back on the power here, down towards Villeneuve. Tries he might, Trent Hyndman just can't quite find the way through. Tamburello is where he seems to be stronger, but Grenier is just able to get the car to the right place in the nick of time to defend. What about Tozer? He's not close enough, is he, Hyndman? So he can't have a go there. They turn through and they climb up the hill now. These two are 10.4 seconds ahead of Kujala, so he's not really making the progress that he needs to. Grenier still leads the way. Here, meantime, Cecotto crawling all over the back now of Austin Versteeg. This is for 5th place. Cecotto has done a better stint than Postiglione, with all due respect, because he's chipped his way up the order, and he's not done yet either. So you've got, effectively, Europe leading America, leading Europe, leading Asia, leading America, and then Europe to round out the top 6. 7th, you're with them, Rafael Abate and Yuki Nomoto's car from the European Super Trofeo. It's Abate behind the wheel of it. The Brazilian can't find a way back past Cecotto, who is very busy indeed, crawling all over the tail here of Austin Versteeg. Another one being investigated is Cecotto and Yazid, which might account for why Afik Yazid fell from 6th to 8th. So that's being looked at by the officials as well, as Jonathan Cecotto might be deemed to be a little bit forceful out of all of that. We will see. He's certainly making progress, no question about it. 5 more minutes are on the clock, and the race leaders are heading up towards the line, as there is Austin Versteeg. Now remember that he is a driver with limited experience. He's been in the Pro-Am Championship in North America this year. He's had a couple of outright race wins, which is a remarkable achievement. But Versteeg, from karts to prototypes before coming into GT-style cars, hanging on to the place. He's not raced here before, but he's doing a very good job indeed in the car started by Jeroen Mul. Cecotto is next in the queue. 6th, 7th, Abate. 8th is Yazid. And the Cecotto and Yazid investigation, no further action. So Jonathan Cecotto gets away with whatever was deemed to have been looked at, and continues his fight now onto the back of Austin Versteeg. Out of Villeneuve they come. We've got 4.5 minutes to go. The lead gap is still only 1/5 of a second, but Trent Hyndman just can't find an answer to how to get past the leading car, the Antonelli-run car of Michael Grenier. He's not short on racecraft, but he hasn't got the solution just yet. This is the fight now for 5th place. Still 3rd is Kujala, who's having to settle for that 3rd place. Andrea Amici 4th is rather in no man's land. He's not catching, he's not being caught. And as the cars drop downhill then now and turn out of the double apex right at Acqua Minerale, this battle pack of 5 of them taking you from 5th all the way down to 10th place now. Catherine Legg at the back of that group, as the field for 1st and 2nd come very wide in the case of Grenier out of Rivazza. Is this Hyndman's chance now? 2 wheels on the dirt from Grenier. Yes, Hyndman's alongside him. There's just about the width, and he's just got his nose in front as they come across the line. Finally, he forces a mistake out of Grenier. It's now who has got the heaviest right foot and the bigger Watsits to break latest of all for Tamburello, and it's going to be Grenier who breaks latest, and he keeps the race lead. Fantastic stuff. Hyndman was just about ahead at one point, but as they dive into Tamburello, he drops back behind Mick Grenier. When they went over the line, it was Grenier ahead by 17 thousandths of a second. Trent Hyndman looked to have done it on the inside line, but Mick Grenier braked fractionally later, had the better line, and was able to take the lead back. Fabulous stuff. Was that the best and the last chance for Hyndman, or is there anything else up his sleeve? He was able to rattle a mistake out of Grenier, who ran wide at Rivazza, but it still didn't pay out for him. Over the brow they come. Trent Hyndman still crawling all over the back of Michael Grenier as they drop down the hill once again. He's going to have a go, is he? Thinks about it. Couldn't really get level, and even if he had done, it would be the outside line. He needs to be on the inside for the Variante Alta. You cannot fault either of these drivers. Grenier is doing a brilliant job of defending. Hyndman is doing a brilliant job of attacking. He's certainly not settling for 2nd place. Evenly matched cars, 2 champions at the top of their game. A fabulous way to advertise the Lamborghini Super Trofeo World Final. Downhill they come now. This is Grenier's view, but it's what's going on behind that's the concern. As to the outside line comes Hyndman. He can't drive all the way around the outside, surely. He needs to get the undercut here for the second part of Ravazza. He's going to do it! Grenier goes wide. Hyndman takes the lead. Job done. Through he goes on the inside line. Got the switch back, gets the race lead. There's time for 2 more laps, maybe, certainly 1 as they come up towards the timing line. Let's see when they break the beam. A flying lap is a 1:43. There might be a lap and a second still to go. So can Grenier fight back? Let's see. He's going to have a look at Tamburello, but Trent Hyndman leads the way. What a race. Brilliant way to round out the first of the 2 days of the World Final competitions. And Trent Hyndman now, having hit the front, will try to get away from Mick Grenier if he can. He led by a 10th over the line, and it looks like he's extending the advantage as they come out of Villeneuve now. It is going to be very touch and go as to whether we can get another lap in at the end of this. The race officials will be looking at the clock, looking at the data, and probably having a quick shout to the timekeepers to say, what's your prediction? Here is how Hyndman did it. Outside line into Ravazza, went for the switchback, and as Grenier ran wide and off the road, there was the opportunity, and through went Hyndman. No second invitation needed. Grenier just a little bit wide, and wham, straight through on the inside goes Trent Hyndman. Great job done. So Riccardo Agostini is a happy man. His car leads. Loris Spinelli less happy. His car drops to second. And we have 41 seconds of the race still to go. Through the chicane, they turn. And Trent Hyndman now, having finally got through, is getting away. This is a little bit like the battle he had yesterday with Jeroen Mul. It took him lap after lap after lap to find a way through. When he did, he just drove off into the distance. And now, look, Trent Hyndman is away and gone, and Mick Grenier is dropping further and further away. He was a 10th back at the line. At the end of Sector 1, it was 3/10. Sector 2, 8/10. Sector 3, 1.4 seconds. So, Hyndman is away and gone. There is Patrick Kujala, third. The Finn for the Bonaldi Motorsport team. 3 seconds are on the clock. 2, 1. Race leaders have gone through onto the last lap with 1.6 seconds between them. You get the feeling it's a rather deflated Mick Grenier running in second place after his best efforts have come to naught to retain the race lead. 9.4 seconds back is this lonely Finn, Patrick Kujala. And then behind him, fourth is Andrea Amici, and behind Amici is this long line of cars with Versteeg, Abati 6th, back up ahead of Cecotto 7th, Yazidi's 8th, 9th is Catherine Legg, some way back as the cars go towards Tamburello. Austin Versteeg doing a very impressive job as well here, keeping pro drivers behind him. He's put into the pro category by dint of sharing with Jeroen Mul, but remember he's a Pro-Am from the North American Championship, so in this exalted company he's doing a great job. Well done Rafael Abati as well for getting back ahead of Jonathan Cecotto. There, however, is the race leader, and Trent Hyndman may not have spent many laps ahead, but he's there when it counts, and he will come across the timing line very shortly to add to what has been a brilliant weekend. Having won both of the American races yesterday, he's going to win the first part of the World Final. Turning through Variante Alta, there's the rather deflated Mick Grenier. If you go back through the history of the World Final, we've never had the pro category won by anybody out of the North American Championship. It's always been from Super Trofeo Europe, so things might be changing this year as 101 Trent Hyndman then comes through the double apex left at Ravazza. The checkered flag is at the ready, and honours in the first part of the World Final for the Pro and Pro-Am drivers will go the way of Trent Hyndman and Riccardo Agostini for the Wayne Taylor Racing Team across the line. Trent Hyndman wins, and Mick Grenier comes through for second place a long way back, 6.8 seconds adrift at the end. Third will be, there he is, closing at the end, Patrick Kujala as Grenier lifted off, and fourth should be Andrea Amici, who will come through after Dennis Lind's good efforts early on. In fifth place, does Austin Versteeg hang on? He does, ahead of Rafael Abati for 6th, Cecotto 7th, Yazid 8th with a penalty. 9th will be Catherine Legg, and then 10th to win in Pro-Am, Taylor Proto. But a very happy Riccardo Agostini takes honours with the efforts of not only him in the first stint, but Trent Hyndman. There is the Italian-British partnership, Eduardo Piscopo and Taylor Proto. Taylor Proto doing the second stint, and he will make his way now up towards the timing line to win in Pro-Am in the Change Racing car. From in second place, Peter Van Ester and Niels Lagrange there, and then third should be Nico Gomar and Lucas Maron in the Pro-Am category. So there are some happy teams, there are some rather frustrated teams, and one of those frustrated ones will be Antonelli Motorsport because of the way that Mick Grenier lost out right at the very end of the race. But he gave it his best shot, but Trent Hyman stronger on the day and comes through then to take the win. And you can see how delighted he is with all of that. Trent Hyman is the race winner with Riccardo Agostini, and they will make their way shortly towards Parc Fermé and then towards the podium. Another race to come, points for that, but what must be a concern to the Europeans is just how quick Trent Hyman and Riccardo Agostini have been over the weekends. And